Imagine the following. You're a young rapper hailing from Queens, New York, and you're working hard to make it big in the music business. You have the ability, but at the same time, you're in a potentially dangerous situation. Your community is rife with violence, and local gangs are always fighting with one another for leadership positions. Yet, against the odds, you were able to carve out a successful career in hip-hop and become one of the most well-known artists in the genre. In addition to this, you are also able to withstand the onslaught of assaults launched by your adversaries and emerge even more powerful than before. How did you do it? That pretty well sums up the life of 50 Cent, the rapper who not only dominated the music business, but also became an expert in many forms of self-preservation strategies. In this video, we will take a deep dive into how 50 Cent decimated his adversaries and yet managed to remain alive, despite the odds being stacked against him. Prepare yourself for an exciting journey that will take you through the world of hip-hop, gang fights, and one man's drive to win it all. 50 Cent was raised in a difficult area in Queens, New York, where he was born and raised. He got his start in the drug trade at an early age and eventually became entangled in a variety of illegal enterprises. After he was shot 9 times in the year 2000, however, his life took a drastic turn for the worst. The event caused him to be admitted to the hospital, and it came dangerously close to taking his life. But instead of giving up, 50 Cent utilized the event as inspiration to turn his life around and become successful. The ascent to prominence of rapper 50 Cent was not without its share of controversies. He was embroiled in some kinds of beef with other rap artists, including Ja Rule, The Game, and Rick Ross, among others. These kinds of beef often escalated into physical altercations, and 50 Cent was not hesitant to utilize his street smarts to get the upper hand in these confrontations. As an illustration, he released a diss track titled Piggy Bank, which included a cartoon depicting Fat Joe, Jadakiss, and Nas being executed. Despite this, 50 Cent's most infamous dispute was with Shaniqua Tompkins, a woman who used to be his close friend and business partner. The argument between the two began over financial matters, and it rapidly became more heated. Tompkins initiated legal action against 50 Cent because the latter had violated his pledge to give her a home and provide for her financially. In retaliation, 50 Cent released a diss track titled I Rule New York, in which he rapped against Tompkins and her family. The single was titled after the city of New York. 50 Cent has prevailed over his enemies and the scandals that have dogged him throughout his career in the entertainment world. He is now more successful than ever. So what was his secret to success? 50 Cent's continued existence was made possible by several different circumstances. To begin, 50 Cent is a true expert when it comes to self-promotion. He is skilled at stirring up trouble and drawing attention to himself, both of which have enabled him to maintain his relevance within the sector. Since he does not shy away from expressing his opinions, he is often seen as a controversial character. The second thing you need to know about 50 Cent is that he has a trustworthy group of bodyguards and security workers around him. He is well aware that some want him ill, and as a result, he takes the appropriate safety measures to safeguard himself and his loved ones. 50 Cent is a shrewd businessman who has broadened his revenue sources via a variety of ventures. He has made investments in a wide variety of businesses, some of which include the fashion, film, and television industries. This has enabled him to amass wealth and establish a legacy that will last long after his days as a successful musician are behind him. The road to success that 50 Cent has traveled has been a bumpy one, and it has been packed with a variety of difficulties and problems. Nonetheless, he has been successful in staying alive and thriving in the entertainment industry because of his skill of self-promotion, his devoted crew of bodyguards, and his astute financial acumen. He has been able to avoid death and continue his career. There is no disputing that 50 Cent is a genuine survivor who has triumphed over enormous challenges to attain success, although some people may criticize his strategies and his controversial character. In the latter part of the 1990s, the rap business was split into two camps, known as the East Coast and the West Coast. Rappers from both sides were continuously attacking each other in their songs, which contributed to the heated nature of the animosity that existed between these two districts. The assassinations of Tupac Shakur and the Notorious B.I.G., which occurred within 6 months of one another, marked the zenith of this rivalry. When 50 Cent signed with Eminem's record company, Shady Records, which was situated in Detroit, a city that is located in the Midwest, he found himself in the thick of this dispute. Shady Records was owned by Eminem. 50 Cent is not from either coast, but he rapidly got involved in the fight because of his relationship with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, two major West Coast rappers who had previously collaborated with Tupac. Despite not being from either coast, 50 Cent was swiftly drawn into the battle. Ja Rule, a rapper from the East Coast who was affiliated with Murder Inc. Records, started dissing 50 Cent in his tracks as a means of responding to the fact that 50 Cent was associated with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. 50 Cent got even with Ja Rule and his gang by coming out with the single Life's on the Line, which was a vicious diss track directed at them. As a result of this, the two rappers engaged in a furious back and forth with one another, and insults were hurled at each other throughout many songs. Even though he was still a relatively young artist at the time, 50 Cent showed during this beef that he is a strong adversary. In the year 2000, 50 Cent was the victim of 9 separate shooting incidents that took place in front of his grandmother's home in Queens, New York. As a result of the event, he suffered from a fractured hip, a collapsed lung, and several wounds that needed to be operated on. While many people thought that this would be the end of his career, 50 Cent refused to let the shooting define who he is. Instead, he let it serve as inspiration to push him to achieve even greater achievements. In 2003, he released his first studio album, entitled Get Rich or Die Tryin', which went on to sell more than 10 million copies around the globe. Because of the popularity of tracks like In Da Club and 21 Questions, which were both included on the album, 50 Cent is now widely regarded as one of the most successful rappers of all time. The incident had a significant influence on both 50 Cent's professional and personal life. Because of his increased reserve and circumspection about the people he placed his faith in, he earned a reputation for being difficult to collaborate with. On the other hand, it instilled in him a feeling of resiliency and tenacity, which he has used throughout his career to overcome a great number of challenges and setbacks. 50 Cent is a very successful businessman and entrepreneur at this point in his career. He is now a huge force in the entertainment sector because to the fact that he has expanded his business outside the realm of music. He is the producer of many critically acclaimed and widely watched television programs, including Power and For Life, both of which have amassed devoted audiences. In addition to his businesses in the entertainment industry, 50 Cent has also made strategic investments in a variety of other industries. One of these investments was in vitamin water, which he reportedly sold to Coca-Cola for $100 million after he made the profit. In addition to that, he has introduced his own brand of headphones and collaborated with corporations such as Reebok on unique projects. Despite his immense success, 50 Cent has never forgotten his origins and makes it a point to give back to the neighborhood in which he was raised via various charitable endeavors. He established the G-Unity Foundation, which is dedicated to enhancing the standard of living for low-income families and communities via the distribution of financial support to other charitable organizations. Ultimately, 50 Cent's capacity to adapt and develop with the progression of time has helped him to stay relevant in an industry that is always shifting. The combination of his savvy in business and his skill as an artist makes him a formidable competitor in the music and entertainment industries. He is a force to be reckoned with. That's all for today's video, guys. If you like our content, feel free to subscribe to the channel, share, and hit the notification bell to get the latest news from us. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.